Thank God. Something finally cured my insomnia. Oh, dear God. Can I just say our favorite Democratic friends were on fire on Twitter about Kevin McCarthy's. Is it 8 hours? 8 hours.
8 hours.
He really wants you to know he's against paid family leave and universal pre-K.
That was a virtue signal to Donald Trump.
Right.
To let Donald Trump know that he was on his side.
He's still never going to be speaker.
Jamie Raskin tweeted, I must admit, McCarthy has accomplished one thing. America is no longer woke.
That's funny.
And our favorite congressional Cub Scout, Brendan Boyle, said, this speech by the Republican leader is the longest month of my life.
And that's saying a lot because at his age, a month is a big chunk of his life.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. What was that? It was an 8-hour tantrum. By the way, Nancy Pelosi still holds the record, and she was fighting for Dreamers and not against universal pre-K and everything that might help you in your actual life. Oh my God. And he's still not going to be speaker. You know what I think it was?
He never will be. That was his Hail Mary last desperate attempt.
Hang on. What number is this? This is what set him off yesterday.
Oh, it's 13.
Yes, 13.
Okay.
No, not 13.
No?
No.
All right.
Yes, 13.
Is it 13? Okay.
I would love to see the gavel go
Mark
from
Meadows.
Nancy Pelosi to Donald Trump. You talking about melting down. People would go crazy. As you know, you don't have to be an elected member of Congress to be the speaker. Wouldn't you see, she would go from tearing up a speech to having to give the gavel to Donald Trump. Oh, she would go crazy.
It's the only
Fantastic.
reason
That was
got
Mark
that
Meadows.
speech.
He's soon to be imprisoned. Hopefully. Mark Meadows.
Yeah.
Speaking about they are going to stab Kevin McCarthy in the back because he is pathetic.
He is
pathetic.
They're going to break his glasses with a rock.
Yes. Wow. That was
He is
really
so desperate. They're coming at him
something.
from all sides.
McCarthy started speaking at 8:38 p.m. What time is it now?
Okay.
Yeah. So Nancy Pelosi is the mom in the Walmart parking lot. She's going to wait till he finishes spinning on his back, and then they're already having the vote now. 8 a.m. Eastern, correct? So they're
having
all right,
discussion
Kevin.
on the floor.
All right,
now.
Kevin, have you cried yourself out? All right. And then we're going to pass it. And
the sweaty desperation is what got to me.
Oh, it's fantastic.
It was cute.
Right. He He promises that he will make sure you do not get child care assistance.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on a second. Where's my gling? Oh, there it is. Create universal pre-kindergarten, reduce seniors' prescription drug costs, amp up efforts to curb climate change. He called that the single most reckless and irresponsible spending bill in our nation's history. He also brought up China, Hitler, Thanksgiving, Elon Musk, Kamala Harris's laugh, and Abraham Lincoln.
He also talked about a swim meet after World War II.
Right. Aaron Rupart said Kevin McCarthy's brain is just randomly firing now. He's just yelling whatever fragment of a thought enters his head.
Yep.
AOC was live streaming with Jamie Raskin, which was fantastic. She said the man clearly will not stop talking, but has nothing to say. Grace Meng of New York said she's delivered a baby in less time. Yes, blah, blah, blah. Let's see I'm just trying. It was everybody. Twitter was on fire. Oh, our friend Adam Schiff said if you took the worst orator in the world, gave him the worst speech in the world, and made him read it for the longest time in the world, that would be a lot like listening to Kevin McCarthy tonight, except probably better. Andy Levin said if McCarthy's 1 minute speech is magic, please saw me in half and out of my misery. Because that's what they called it, is the
magic minute.
Right.
Yeah, that goes on forever.
That was a magic way more than a minute. Okay. All right, Kevin. You cry it out. Mm-hmm. We'll do the vote in the morning then. Yeah. They're just delaying the inevitable with this nonsense. And I swear to God, I think it was fueled by, like you said, his sweaty desperation.
Yes.
That he is not going to be speaker.
He's
even
never.
If they take back the House.
Well, he's desperate to impress Trump.
Yeah.
That's all that is.
Who will be speaker before he will?
The most glorious thing is this is going to be the news cycle for the weekend. Kevin McCarthy making a fool of himself for 8 hours on the floor of the House.
And I love that Pelosi's office fact-checked him in real time because he said never in American history has so much been spent at one time. Actually, the $1.75 trillion will be spent over the next 10 years. By comparison, the U.S. is slated to spend nearly half that on military spending just in the next fiscal year. I mean, they just got... And plus, with the CBO score... they just don't have a leg to stand on, right? This is what we were waiting for. It is paid for, as we've said. I don't know how many times. Yes, Ron Klain said fully paid for by making big corporations in the top 1% pay their fair share. If you make less than $400,000, and that's 99% of us.
Yep.
It will cut your costs, it will cut the deficit, and it will cut taxes for most families. Bam. Brian Tyler Cohen said the BBB's cost of $367 billion will be offset by $480 billion in revenues from tax enforcement per Treasury, resulting in a net deficit reduction of $113 billion. Yet Republicans won't vote for this bill, even though they voted for the 2017 tax cut that the CBO said would add $1.47 trillion to the deficit. Okay. Yeah. Andrew Staffer said the CBO score came back really well. There is no reason for anyone to vote against this bill. And here we are. So here we are.
Did I read that one Democrat voted against it? I think I did
Really?
that. Or is going to vote against it?
I have not seen that.
Okay. I think I heard that this morning.
Okay. Speaker Pelosi waiting in the Walmart parking lot patiently for baby Kevin.
We will vote on the rule and then on the bill. Those votes hopefully will take place later this afternoon. Right now, we are debating the legislation on how it creates good-paying jobs, how it cuts taxes for the middle class, how it lowers costs for America's working families, and how it is all paid for.
Yep. And then she had some thoughts on the Gosar resolution.
Is the inference that I draw from your question that we should have not censured Mr. Gosar for his shameful behavior for fear of something the Republicans might do in the unlikely case that they might win the Congress? Even if they do, we can't, I don't expect that that's the case, and I'm doing everything in my power to make sure it isn't. Not just because of Gosar, but because of our democracy, which they are undermining every single day. And you see their behavior on the floor says they shouldn't have a gavel be anywhere near them ever.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I hope yesterday is really like a lesson for people. And okay, this is because I got to tell you, we can't just be complacent because polling shows for whatever reason, Americans right now are saying they prefer Republicans.
Right.
That doesn't make any sense. I mean, they are for every single provision that's in both of these bills that Republicans are uniformly against.
Right.
I mean, so we've got a year to turn this around because that you go, really, that's what you want? Someone railing for 8 hours against you having universal pre-K. I mean, the fact that Joe Biden has cut childhood poverty in half in a few months makes it one of the biggest, most accomplished presidencies ever. That's one thing.